Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. It is time today to take a look at Q1 and how have I been doing with all of my goals that I've set for 2025. I have a list of non-bookish goals, but I also have some reading goals that I have set at the beginning of the year. And we're going to take a look at how I am doing in all of these different areas. So my life goals for 2025, I simplified how I did them this year and I broke them into 5 main categories. Faithful servant, which talks about my faith and my walk with God. Financial freedom, deals with money. Redecorating Jordan's room. Healthier living, and declutter and simplify. So of those 5 areas, I haven't completed any in either the faithful servant or the financial freedom part of things. But when it comes to redecorating Jordan's room, I have sold a bunch of furniture. One of my goals was to sell desk, chair, and bed, and I've done those things. I wanted to paint the walls. I've done that. I wanted to get new furniture. I've done that. So I need to still get new decor in there and finish redecorating it. And I need to organize and sell back or try to get rid of somehow all of his electronics. So those are the 2 things left in that goal, but I'm thrilled that I have 3 of those things done already. As far as healthier living goes, I've completed my 75 medium and I have begun my intermittent fasting, which I'm really excited about that. I also wanted to meal plan more consistently. I haven't really been doing meal planning, trying some new clean recipes. I haven't really been doing that very good. Tracking my measurements. So far, I'm doing that monthly. So far I'm on track with a couple of those. For declutter and simplify, I have brought a couple of loads to a thrift store or a consignment shop, and I wanted to do that monthly. And so far I'm on track for that. I wanted to post something monthly on Facebook Marketplace. I haven't posted every single month, but I'm on track for getting rid of some stuff using Facebook Marketplace. I wanted to focus on a different room each month. I'm sort of just been focusing on Jordan's room for the most part. And then read Swedish death cleaning book, which I did read that. So that's the one that I've completed. And use up my face mask box. And I've been doing a few things, I've been using up a few things, but I haven't come close to using up all of them. So I feel like I'm on track. 5 things complete out of the 25 in the first 3 months. As far as I'm concerned, if I stay at this pace, I will be thrilled with my progress by the end of the year. Then we have my reading goals, and I'm doing okay, I think, with these. For NetGalley, I haven't really been doing NetGalley. I've been reading books off of NetGalley, but not writing reviews. So that's something I'm going to start making videos about a little more often in order to keep myself accountable. I've done one video in 2024 where I just sat down and wrote some NetGalley reviews and told you about those books. So I feel like I'm going to be doing that a little bit more often, maybe starting in April even, so that I can work towards getting my ratio above 50%. I have over 20 books that I have completed, but not written reviews for. If I could just get those reviews written, I would be doing really well. I've decided to change one of my goals. My second goal on here was I wanted to get my active series to be less than 25. I'm changing that to make progress in 25 series. I have over 40 active series, series that I've started that I would like to continue. Getting that number under 25 is going to be nearly impossible unless all that I read was series. I've read a bunch of books in series so far this year, but I've only finished or completed 2 out of that 40 something. I don't know. I just feel like it makes more sense to make progress in 25 series. That's a much more achievable goal. So I'm switching it, which is part of the fun of goal making with books, because ultimately it doesn't matter. It's just something that I want to work towards. And I feel like it's more effective for me to just keep series in front of my mind. I want to keep making progress. So that is going to be the little switcheroo there. All right. My third reading goal is to read all of the books gifted to me in 2025. My shelf is growing, not decreasing, but I have read a few. We'll see how that goes by the end of the year. I don't really have a way to track that. I just have a shelf up on the top of my bookshelf that's over in the corner over here. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books left that were gifted to me from you guys, and then about 10 to 12 that were gifted to me from authors or publishers. Only 7 of those are actually from this year though. Some of those are a little older, but I still want to read them, so I'm keeping them up there so that they stay kind of fresh on my mind. So I'm doing okay on that one. My 4th reading goal is to read 12 of my Christmas book exchange books. I have a whole reading cart, one of those rolly carts here, that is where all of my Christmas book exchange books live. And I'm pleased to say that so far out of that 12, I've already read 5 Christmas book exchange books this year. It helps that I joined Sarah and Lindsay for their Booklist Thursday 5-star prediction round, where we focused on the books that we just received this past year for Christmas. So that was 3 right off the bat, and I've read 2 others. So 5 out of 12 by April. Like, I'm thrilled with that. I'm thrilled with that. My 5th reading goal is to read 10 Book of the Month books, and I've already read 4. I mean, I'm already doing great with that one too. So let me see. I have a little flower here for my book of the month. There are 10 spaces on here. So I've already read The Love Elixir of Augusta Stern, The 2 Lives of Lydia Bird, The Light Pirate by Lily Brooks Dalton, and The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green. So I need to color those 2 leaves and this petal in, but already having read 4 out of 10 at the first quarter, that should be easy peasy, especially with Catch-Up-a-thon coming later this year. Stay tuned for more information about that in a couple of months. So with Catch-Up-a-thon, I should definitely get through 10 Book of the Month books. Easy peasy. And then for my final reading goal, I wanted to read more Christian fiction. I've only read 2 so far. I have a whole little shelf that I don't think I'm going to fill up, but I have 2 books on here that I've read. The Words We Lost by Nicole Deese and The Letter Tree by Rachel Fordham. So those are the 2 Christian fiction. I could probably do better in that area as well. That's it for like the specific goals, but I also want to take a look at the rest of my challenges that are in here, my other pages that I keep track of things, and also take a look at my recommendations cart and how am I doing reading those things, because it's kind of fun to check in with that and have a little bit of accountability. I appreciate it. And I don't know if it's interesting to you guys or not, but it helps me. So I'm on track. It's hard to see. I am going to learn how to do pictures. Guys, I did print them out, but when they printed out, they're way too tiny. So I'm working on learning how to do this. I'm not doing very well so far. I need to just make that bigger, but I will have by next quarter, by halfway through the year, I will have learned and I will have pictures in here. But I've read all of my Patreon book club books and I'm only 1 behind. I'm going to color these in when I do them, but I haven't yet read February's patron pick, but it is checked out from the library, House of Frank. So it's up there on my April pile. If I have a chance to get to it this month, I will try. I might need to renew it. My patron picks this year were The Appeal by Janice Hallett, House of Frank, which I have not yet read, The Letter Tree by Rachel Fordham, which I did read in March, and then Broken Country will be my April book to read. Told you about Book of the Month and Christian fiction. I am participating in the Buzzword Challenge this year, and I'm up to date. I'm not necessarily trying to get this within the month that it says. So for example, January's cover challenge was pattern, and I read Mastering the Art of French Murder in February, but I'm still marking it as complete. I'm just not going ahead, but I can go back and fill in anything that I missed. So that's how I'm working these challenges. So I read Nothing But the Truth for Truth and Lies. I read Lost Lake in March for February's Water Words. And then I read Something Like Home for Thing in March for the Buzzword Challenge. And then for the Buzzword cover, like I said, pattern, I have Mastering the Art of French Murder. For a skyline, I have Fairy Tale Life of Dorothy Gale. It's like not a city skyline, but it is a skyline. And then March was books on the cover, and I have Length of a String, which the 2 girls are looking at a book. And then in here, I am keeping track of my Flip and Roll TBR. So far, I've read all of January's, all but 1 from February and all but 1 from March. So I'm keeping those books that I don't read on my TBR, like up there. It's hard to see, but up there is where I keep all of my monthly TBR stack after I film the videos. And I'm just keeping the books up there that I didn't get to from my Flip and Roll TBR. So Theo of Golden is up there, and I'm actually reading the Twyford Code right now, which is my leftover March book. So hopefully I can read all of those. Look at my A to Z challenge. It is almost filled up. I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 7 letters. C, I, J, K, X, Y, and Z for the A to Z challenge, which I just have fun seeing if I can complete every year. This year I did print out from Rainy Blue Reads, did a series takedown reading challenge. And I've already completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those, which is awesome. I almost have a bingo here. I just need a book with representation. But I've already done Finish a Series, Questionable Series, which I put as the Wing Feather Saga because I don't love them, but I'm still going to finish them. Maybe they'll get better. I'm questioning that. I hope that counts. Series You Think You'll Love, I put Keeper of the Lost Cities. I read book 9.5. I love it. Second book in a series, I put Momentous Events in the Life of a Cactus. That completed that series. My Finish a Series was Exile by Jane Harper. BIPOC author, I read Amari, the third Amari book by B.B. Alston. Series influenced by, I put Natural History of Dragons because I only had that on my shelves because of somebody else recommending it to me. And then TBR Vet, I just finished reading The Great Reckoning by Louise Penny. That was book 12 in the, I think, 18 book series. So I'm making decent progress in that series. I did make a page for Go With The Flow, but I haven't really been doing it. So I don't know if I'm going to try to see if books can fit in there. And then my last page in here is for Middle Grade March. I still need to mark which prompts they all fit, but that's going to be my Middle Grade March page. And that is the end of my journal. And so let's take a look real quick at my recommendations cart. 2025. Total number of books on my recommendations cart this year. Well, some of them live on my Christian fiction shelf. Some of them live on my book of the month shelf, and some of them live down with series because they couldn't all fit on here. But I have a total of 130 books that were recommended to me by you guys at the beginning of the year or end of December. And I so far have read 18 of them, which is 13.85%. Not bad. We are 25% through the year, but I honestly usually get up to like 40% read or unhauled by the end of the year. Yeah, 37 to 40% by the end of the year. So the fact that I'm already at 13%, 13.85 so far, I'm really pleased with that. I've read 18 of them. I think I said that already. I've read 18 of them so far. Some of them were Once Upon a Book Club book boxes. One of my book of the months was on, 2 book of the month that I've read already were ones that were on here. Christmas Book Exchange, 3 of them were from Christmas Book Exchange. A couple series, 3 of them were series books that I've continued with. So I'm really, really pleased with the fact that I'm 13% in when I normally only get up to 37 or 40. That puts me on track for where I normally get to, possibly even to get more than I normally do. I would love that. In total, I've read 61 books so far this year. I did read 32 in March, so half of my reading this year has come from March, but I'm really pleased with that. I'm behind in keeping track with my spreadsheet as per usual, so I don't know that my Goodreads is even up to date. It might be a little more than 61. I'm not sure if I have everything in there. That's going to be one of my goals for this week, is to balance the checkbook, balance all of my reads and my spreadsheet and Goodreads to make sure everything is in there and lined up. But it's at least 61 books. It might be a little bit more than that. We shall see. But I just wanted to do a quick little check-in where things stand at this point in the year. I'm really pleased. I've been making progress on all of my goals, and I didn't expect for any of them to be completed by now, but I did complete a couple of my life goals so far, which is fantastic. There's no quarter year freak out here. I'm patting myself on the back for how I'm doing so far with all my reading in 2025. I would love to chat with you down below. How are you doing on your goals? If you set any reading goals for yourself this year. If not, that's totally fine too. Not everybody likes to do goals. I'm a little bit obsessive about them, but I also know that they're just for fun. I would just love to chat with you about your goals and your reading for the year. What have you been liking? What do you need to start working on a little bit more? Let's chat about those things in the comments. And if you don't really have anything you want to add about goals, but you just want to let me know that you were here, put a little check mark emoji just to let me know that you were here and watched and supported me in that way. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me for a bit today. I'm really glad that you are here in this little corner of the internet, and I look forward to talking with you in another video very soon. Bye.